What's up, y'all? It's your boy Heaven Hollywood, and welcome back to Take It or Leave It. And today we're discussing exactly who won between Drake and Kendrick Lamar. Let me start by saying hip hop needed this. This has been probably the greatest battle in rap history. We got, what, 8 strong records between the two people. If you count like that, 9. If you count first person shooter, which I really don't, but if you count like that, you got 9 good records, like within what, a 2 month span, 2, 3 month span. So shout out to Drake and Kendrick Lamar. Drake just put out, he just put out what I'm hoping will be his final record, at least his final record, right? And that's the Heart Part 6. Remember the last thing Kendrick put out was the Heart Part 5, like on his last album run or whatever. Drake called this the Heart Part 6. We're gonna get into that. It was in response to Kendrick's club joint, which was entitled "You're Not Like Us" or "Not Like Us." We'll also get into that. So the beef, which started out, we're going lyrical bars, took a dark turn, I'm going to say, on Meet the Grams. Once Meet the Grams came, I'm going to say that was where it really took the dark turn. And Meet the Grams, he kind of teased it in 616 in LA, but in Meet the Grams, he really letting people know that he's going to go in head first on the pedo and predator notions, right? So his first verse, he says, "Dear Adonis," he talks up to Adonis, "I'm sorry that man is your father. Let me be honest. It takes a man to be a man. Your dad is not responsive. I look at him and wish your grandpa would have wore a condom. I'm sorry that you got to grow up and then stand behind him. Life is hard. I know the challenge is always going to beat us home. Sometimes our parents make mistakes that affect us and we're grown. And you're a good kid that needs good leadership. Let me be your mentor since your daddy don't teach you S. Never let a man pee on your legs, son." I guess he's talking about the rumor about Drake getting peed on in the movie theater. "Either you die right there or pop that man in the head, son. Never fall in the escort business. That's bad religion. Please remember you could be a B even if you got B's. Never code switch. Whether right or wrong, you a black man, even if it don't benefit your goals. Do some push-ups, get some discipline. Don't cut them corners like your daddy did. F what Ozempic did. Don't pay to play with them Brazilians. Get a gym membership. Understand no throwing rocks and hiding hands. That's law. Don't be ashamed about who you with. That's how he treats your mom. Don't have to hide. Don't have a kid to hide and hide again. Be sure 5% will comprehend. But 95 is lost. Be proud of who you are. Your strength come from within. A lot of superstars that's real, but your daddy ain't one of them, and you nothing like him. You'll carry yourself as king. Can't understand me right now. Just play this when you're 18. So he then spoke to Sandra, right? And this is where he started making the accusations. Where he's saying, "Dear Sandra, your son got some habits. I hope you don't undermine them, especially with all the girls that's hurt inside this climate. You a woman, so you know how it feels to be in alignment with emotion. Hoping a man can see you and not be blinded. Dear Dennis, you gave birth to a master manipulator, even using you to prove who he is, a huge favor. I think you should ask for more paper and more paper and more paper and more paper. I'm blaming you for all his gambling addiction, psychopath intuition, the man that liked to play victim. You raised a horrible effing person. The nerve of you, Dennis." "Sandra, sit down. What I'm about to say is heavy. Now listen, your son's a sick man with sick thoughts. I think N-words like him should die. Him and Weinstein should get effed up in a cell for the rest of their life. He hates black women, hypersexualizes them with kinks of a nympho fetish. grew facial hair because he understood being a beard just fit him better. He got ex offenders in OVO that he keeps on a monthly allowance. A child should never be compromised, and he keeping his child around them. And we gotta raise our daughters knowing there's predators like him lurking. F a rap battle. He should die so all these women can live with a purpose. I've been in the industry 12 years. I'm going to tell you one little secret. There's some weird S going on, and some of these artists be here to police it. They be streaming victims all inside of their home and calling them tender. Then leak videos of themselves to further push their agendas. To any woman that be playing his music, know that you're playing your sister, or better, you're selling your niece to the weirdos, not the good ones. Cat Williams said, get you the truth, so I'm going to get mine. And the embassy about to get raided too. It's only a matter of time. Hey, LeBron, keep the family away. Hey, Curry, keep the family away. To anybody that embodied the love for their kids, keep the family away. They looking at you too if you standing by him. Keep the family away. I'm looking to shoot through any pervert that lives. Keep the family safe. And then, of course, the last verse, he jumps into saying Drake has another child. So, you've heard the lyrics with that. Pretty much saying, baby girl, I'm sorry your father's not in your life or what have you. He makes some very strong accusations in this song, including saying the embassy is going to get raided. Now, I did let people know that I felt that was very dangerous what he's doing. Especially when you have people believing, especially since they don't like Drake anymore, that it's now cool to hate Drake. Stuff like this, nowadays, police and media, they all go by what people say, what influential people say. So they'll start putting out there, oh, you should go check out the image, especially all this stuff with Diddy going on. For him to say stuff like that is dangerous. During this record, I really started to lose respect for Kendrick Lamar because, battling is one thing. You want to insult somebody, it's another thing. You want to say you F that girl, you F their mama. I don't really care. You want to say things like that, that's fine. But when you start throwing in allegations and trying to make it seem as though people are having women in their homes and trafficking and victims, you're going to get the police popping up at this man's house, probably for no reason. So this is where I think the beef started to take a dark turn. And I wasn't liking it, at this point. Because, again, I'm all for the rap battle. I'm all for the insults, the snaps, or whatever. But when you start talking about, the embassy's about to get raided, that just puts ideas in these police head. Same thing happened with Ja Rule and 50 Cent. Allegedly, 50 Cent dropped a dime on the feds and said, I think you need to investigate them. Start giving them stories about tax evasion and stuff like that. Next thing you know, Gotti and his house gets raided. And he ends up doing some jail time. Or going to court. He didn't do jail time. He went to, he beat the trial. He beat the case. He probably spent some time in jail. But, there's rap battling as far as, talking about people's families. I don't like that either. Like I said, I hate when Drake does that. And I always say you should just leave don't talk about people's wives or whatever, right? But this had got to the point where it's starting to get dark. And that became an issue for me. Then Drake came back with the song Family Matters, in which he addresses Kendrick. We also addressed some other people. We're not going to get into theirs. But he pretty much said, he answered the thing about the daughter over Instagram. He was like, oh, so now I have a daughter. Okay. Find my missing daughter, right? He just basically answered a couple of things he said to Kendrick in here. He also addressed the thing about you the black messiah that's wiping up a mix. When he said, So you hate the girls I F, but what you really mean? I've been with black and white and everything that's in between. You the black messiah wifing up a mixed queen and hit vanilla cream to help out with your self-esteem. And hit vanilla cream to help out with your self-esteem. On some Bobby S, I want to know what Whitney need. All that remember Whitney is his wife's name. All that puppy love was over in y'all late teens. Why you never hold your son and tell him say cheese? We could have left the kids out of it. Don't blame me. You a dog and you know it. You just play sweet. Your baby mama captions always screaming, save me. You did her dirty all your life. You trying to make peace. I heard that one of them little kids might be Dave Free. And Dave Freeze is a guy on social media. I don't know whether he's a producer or what, right? So he said Dave Free, because if your GM is your BM secret BD, then this is all making plenty effing sense to me, right? So he addressed that. He also addressed later on in the song about, do you not like being around people darker than you? Their sons should be playing two light-skinned kids, like they should play together or what have you. So the song together, the whole Family Matters song was fire. It was a fire song. Like I said, it didn't address only Kendrick, but it was a fire song. The only issue was he had now made big allegations about Drake being a pedo, and Drake had not really addressed it. People were starting to say, oh, you're addressing not having a daughter, but how come you're not addressing the pedo and the predator stuff? Which I always thought that was a slippery slope, because if he doesn't address it, everybody's going to say, oh, you're dodging answering what Kendrick said. But then if he did address it, people would say, oh, why are you so defensive if it's not true? If it's not true, why are you so defensive? So I think Drake was in a lose-lose situation when it came to that. So we're going to pick up on where we feel as though this battle turned and who we feel as though is the winner. And we're going to do that in our next video.